Say hello.
Don't tell me what to say. I know what to say. I've been saying hello for almost 60 years.
Dang it.
Hello, everybody, family, friends, subscribers. Hey, this is going to be our last video for 2024. We're going into 2025, and we're talking about change. And with that, what happened was that we had an instant, and me and women thought about how we change and how people react to us changing. Sometimes there's good change, then there's bad change. So,
Which change did we go through?
You went through bad change.
No, I grew. Just growing.
With a big mouth. So, with that being said, woman, what I did was I put in Chat PT. What's that?
Chat GPT?
Yeah, whatever they use.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
And I asked them to give me a definition of good change and negative change.
Okay.
Positive change. And so, woman, read the definition of which one you have first.
Okay, I have Chat GPT. Chat GPT.
Which one? With good definition, positive change.
This is what Chat GPT says. The definition of positive change is a transformation or shift in conditions, circumstances, or outcomes that results in improvement, growth, favorable effects, leading to beneficial impacts on individuals, groups, or systems.
So that's positive. So this is what the AI says is positive.
Okay.
So people going to AI says positive. And women, now that we know what the
Positive change.
The AI people who coming to get us, Nailnet, what's the people who Will Smith was fighting and Matrix was fighting?
Artificial
intelligence.
intelligence.
But they called them something. And
I don't know.
And Schwarzenegger was fighting them.
He always referring to movies.
So then so now they say what's positive. What do they say is a negative change?
All right. So per AI, the definition of negative change is a transformation or shift in conditions, circumstances, or outcomes that results in a decline, loss, or unfavorable effects, often leading to adverse impacts on individuals, groups, or systems. So it's basically the opposite, right?
Still groups of systems, individual groups of how they change.
So instead of the growth, the loss, right?
So what's some of the positive change a person can do? Like financially, they can save money, right? That could be a positive, influential change. Getting healthy.
That is positive.
If you want to get healthy, you can do that kind of those.
Definitely need to do that next year.
Mind your business, woman.
I'm just saying, how you know I was talking about you? So aggressive.
Religion. If you get into religion, you can get more spiritual.
More kind of a connection with God, oneness with God.
And you want to get into, and that could be positive. That could cause positive changes in your life. You know what I'm saying? Now let's talk about some of the negative changes. People have negative changes too. Everything isn't positive. You become a crackhead. Why you become a crackhead in 2020, in 2025? I do not know. Like, I wonder what crack.
You do understand there's still new crackheads. Right?
I know that. I can't get that.
There are still people who are, becoming addicted to drugs.
I told my kids when they were growing up, I always just said, out there somewhere is the president of the United States, there's a senator, there's a banker, there's a garbage man, there's a guy who does a sanitation in school, then there's a heroin addict and a crackhead. When they die, somebody got to take their place. Please be careful who place you take. Because somebody got to take their place.
Although that's realistic.
That's true. Somebody got to take their place.
That's true.
Yeah. There was junkies when I was growing up. Prostitutes when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? Thieves, people who were successful when I was, somebody gonna take their place. So gangs, there was gangs, but people gonna take their place. So you gotta be careful how we look at that. So what happened with me and woman was we were sitting here and we were talking. How sometimes your change, positive change. Now because negative change, when people see negative change, it affects a lot of different things. It's different. You know what I'm saying? It hits just different. It really does. Nobody wants to see somebody become a crackhead. Nobody wants to see somebody become a thief or somebody become, abused.
Not unless somebody benefits from that change, right?
Then they have piece of crap because they benefit from it.
well,
I'm sure the drug dealer wants you to become.
That's what I'm saying, right? So if somebody may be benefiting from your negative change or decline.
So we were talking about how when you change in a positive manner, you will have people. A lot of people will gravitate and say, "Oh, right, way to go." But you will have those, sometimes even in your own family, who are like, "I remember when." You ain't, and they will not accept your change.
I mean, no matter how much growing that you do or changing that you do, I just think that we all evolve and we all change, right? And hopefully for the better. But sometimes your change and your growth makes another person or family member or friends feel a certain type of way, because now it's like, oh, so you think you're better than me.
I believe your positive change can make others feel bad about themselves. So that's why they attack, because they feel bad, like, I didn't change. You know what I'm saying? Who do you think you are? Why do you get to change? You like, I don't know. I just grew. I got tired of. I got a friend. He's a very good friend of mine. I said I had. He's a very good friend of mine, and he gets smashed. Ooh, baby.
What you mean?
He's drinking up. I know I was drinking with him too, though. So don't get me wrong. But he used to go. We used to hit that point, and then he go beyond the point. You know?
Yes.
He went to the next step. But anyway, one day he decided to just get his life together and go to sobriety, AA and everything like that. And when he went through that, it was like our friendship had to go through that too, because for a while when he got sober, we only time we talked was on the phone. Because I was like, I didn't want him, because I wouldn't stop drinking now.
You didn't want to negatively impact his change.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink my high life, because me and my high life, we won, and we controlled it, we together.
Where's the Miller High Life? Where is the Miller High Life?
So, but I didn't want to affect his change, and I didn't want to. So I said, well, until you are able to, you know, be around me, like, we'll just stick on the phone. What happened was, as he got more into his sobriety, he was able to go to restaurants and bars, you know, with friends and eat and drink. And then he was able to. Then eventually, he came over here, and he comes over all the time. So I ain't all the time, but he comes over when we have big events. He comes over, I drink, he bring his Pepsi. And you know what I'm saying? And so we cool. So his change, even all it made me do was we had to adjust according to his change and then move.
And I'm so proud of him.
I am too. So his change was not, it didn't intimidate me. It didn't make me feel less than. We had to understand that, okay, you're changing, but I'm gonna just kind of stay with this. And so, but we were able to come together, and I was proud of him for changing. And he was allowing me to be who I was. Let
me ask you something. With him changing in that area, right? So obviously we know the theme is change. With him growing in that area and improving in that area, do you feel that maybe it inspired you, not with the Miller High Life, we know not with the Miller High Life, but do you think that his ability to change and to overcome, do you think that inspired you in any type of way in any other areas of your life?
I mean, we used to drink hard liquor sometimes. I don't drink hard liquor. I really don't drink. It's very rare I drink hard liquor. But other than that, his change didn't do anything for me. It made me proud of him.
But did it inspire you in other areas? Really?
That was more beer I could have. Because one time he came over my house for a birthday party. He brought me a case of beer.
True story. True story.
And because we didn't open up his beer, and when it was time to go home, he took his case back.
Who does that?
And he bought it for my birthday now. And he took it back. And he said, well, y'all didn't open it up, so I took it back. I like, wow. So with that being said, I don't expect him to buy me beer. I don't expect him, you know what I'm saying? You know, it didn't change. I was proud of him, but once we got to the point where he understood that I was going to drink and he was okay with me drinking and I was okay with that, it was not going to put him in where he'd fall off the wagon. We picked up our relationship where it left off, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that was cool. And
but that's a tried and true friendship too. That's when you know you have a really authentic and genuine relationship, and sometimes those things are hard to find. But for me, that not with him, but when I see others, grow and change for the betterment of themselves, maybe even for their families, I get inspired. Because sometimes too, you'll see people who lose weight, right? So, they fluffy with you, right? And then they start losing weight. And it may make another person feel a certain type of way.
Did you say they fluffy with you?
Fluffy, fluffy.
What the heck what kind of, hey, how she look, man? She fluffy.
Not fluffy. You know
He
what
fluffy.
I'm saying.
I didn't know.
And then,
that's why I wanted to make sure. I never went to a place and said, hey man, describe him or her. They fluffy.
Anyway, and then the person starts losing weight. And they start feeling better about themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes that inspires others to do the same, to become more healthier. And then some people, not so much, because now it negatively impacts them. I think sometimes too, it's how you are inspired or you're not in regards to somebody else's change.
And then when it comes back to the one thing that I don't like, and I always try to make sure that, like, some people are intimidated by the change I'm with them. But see, I'm 50. I'll be 60 years old next year.
What change did you go through?
I'm just saying, like, the importance of education. When I was, if you looked at me in high school, you would never thought I thought how important education was for children and young adults. So when people see me and they hear me preaching that education, they say, "Oh, mother, you did 11th grade twice." But I say, anytime you hear As a Black Dad talk to anybody, I will tell them I did 11th grade twice. So it's not like.
But you do understand that as a teenager, right? You were 18, 19,
No, I didn't do 11th grade 19 years old. Don't even do that.
I'm just
don't
saying,
do that.
I
Don't
don't
try
even
that.
know.
Don't try. No.
But what I'm saying is, no shade, no
I didn't do it
shade.
then.
But however, but you went to Marine Corps. But however, your maturity level and your value system is different. And it's different for everybody. That's the difference in everyone. So here you are, almost 60 years old. I would hope, especially as a father and now a grandfather, I would love to believe, and I do believe, that your value system has different perspective and is increased, right? So now we value education because we see the results of a good education.
But some people stuck and they see me, they still see that bar. Or like some people in the jail, they'll say, well, this is the one that was going buck wild. When I was running through in the sheriff's department, hey, it was. But see, again, that was my job to put them up. I'm saying, let's get busy. But I didn't try to carry that outside.
So people,
that toughness stuff, I don't do the toughness stuff. I used to always tell people, it's like, you're gonna fight, blah blah. I like, unless you pay me, because the sheriff's department paid me to fight. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't Mike Tyson, but I got paid to fight. I don't fight you unless you pay me. And right now, I'm not trying to get paid to fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old for that. So those things change, and people come back and say, I remember when okay, that was me then. Because I can put Betty Crocker or Duncan Hines and make a cake mix. It was in a box. Then next time you saw it, it was in a bowl with some eggs, some butter, some milk, some vanilla extract, some sugar. And then next time you see it, it's coming out the oven. You see what I'm saying? Then next time you see it got frosting and icing on it. That box of cake has changed many different times.
Based upon its experience, right?
And hopefully it tastes better now that it got the icing and stuff on it and not just out the box. But some people, your change hurts them because they're stuck in some. I don't know if it's the mentally they're just stuck there.
I think that sometimes, Varner, what we deal with is that people's own personal insecurities, right? That maybe sometimes they don't realize that they have until, and maybe sometimes, as unfortunate as it is, sometimes they never realize that. It's their own personal insecurities that they really need to explore. But I feel that sometimes too, when I remember my own personal experience. If you have been a watcher of and subscriber of our show for the past, has it been 4 or 5 years now? I thought it was in 2000. Okay, so for the long haul of our show, you've seen me personally where my weight has increased, right? Because I think when we first started, that's when I had on one of my weight loss journeys, my healthier. It wasn't even about the weight loss. It was about feeling better, right? And then as we went through COVID, it started to pick back up. You know what we do, we stress eat. But sometimes people look at those things and instead of being inspired, they feel a little bit of something about themselves, right? But that has nothing, I always tell you, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with that person and how they feel and how they receive that. You know, so I remember when I first lost it, people were asking me questions of, what are you doing? I was just doing high protein, low carb, but they were like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I felt like you had more conversation in regards to that. But on the other end of that, you had other people who were feeling a certain type of way. But I use that as an example because regardless of what type of change that it is, sometimes your positive or your negative change, your growth or your decline or your loss, it impacts someone, not only yourself, some way or shape or form.
I know I got people right now that see me as a black dad, and they get that alone becomes intimidating to them, because how dare you talk to some young person or young people and try to tell them, hey, this is what I've learned in my life.
I think that's the best platform for you because you're speaking from a place of experience, for the most part.
This is what I've seen. This is what I've seen people, and I'm like, and when you tell me, well, you can do the same thing. You can start whatever you want, however you want to call it. You can start and do it the way you want to do it, blah blah. Mm-hmm. But you can help. But they don't want. Most people who are negative with your change are the same ones who sit on their butt and won't do nothing but talk about people. You know what I'm saying? It'll be somebody outside. It'll be minus 30 degrees. They cold. They ain't got nothing to eat, and they'll be sitting in a 100-degree house with tons of food and be like, oh, bummy ass motherfucker. And they'll talk about them. They ain't gonna do anything to help them, but they'll talk about them. You know what I'm saying? They need to, you know. And the one thing I try not to do is I don't want to be a hypocrite.
What do you mean?
That's a person who says they changed, but they didn't change. You know, a person who says, I don't eat pork no more, but every Sunday they eat bacon and sausage sandwich. You know, or a person who said, I'm religious. I'm going in full core religion. And everything they telling you was they doing. You know what I'm saying? So then you become, you look, your change is not real change. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's fake. It's faux. What they call it, Topher? F-A-U-X.
Faux.
F-A-U-X.
Faux.
Faux fur, they become faux change. Their change is faux.
Well, no, I disagree with that, because when a person tells you that I want to be or I am, I believe in manifesting. I'm manifesting those words. And sometimes it takes time for you to be able to evolve into the person that you want to become or to do. So maybe I want to be deeply religious, or religion. Don't forget, religion and being religious is different for everybody. I want to be more close. I want to be closer to God than I am today. You know, whatever that means to you. But I think that it's not faux or fake or anything like that. I just think that
if you are pointing fingers at people, like person who says different. A person who comes out and they say, you know, I'm gonna use whatever religion, Muslim, or they can be Catholic or they can be Christian, and they'll come out and they'll tell you, if you don't worship how I worship, and then they ain't even worshiping the way they say they worship. That's fake. That change is fake. That's not real. You're not manifesting anything. All you're doing is perpetrating a fraud. You know what I'm saying? I got stories of people who for whatever reason will tell you, me and my wife, we working on being together, blah blah blah, and they'll tell we like as a black dad, blah blah blah, and they at the club with a different woman. You know what I'm saying? While they wife at home and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes, you know what I'm saying? You become hypocritical.
No, but you know what? I think that sometimes too, our platform for Ask a Black Dad, do we come off preachy sometimes? Possibly. Depends on the recipient. No, look at the last episode. But no, honestly. But I want to tell you this, is that we're not giving the perception that this marriage is perfect, that we're perfect, that we're not perfect. But once again, if you have been watching our episodes, we talk about the fact that these are our experiences, our perspective, our opinions, and everybody has one, just like everyone has a
opinion.
Check out the big brain on Brad.
Opinion.
Well, I said, we're still growing and we're still changing, and and as the new year comes in, and this is the key thing, there's a new year coming.
No shit.
Everybody has the ability to change. That's all I know. So if you sitting around and you looking at this person and you pissed off because they changed, don't get mad at them. Maybe you should think and look into yourself and say, is there something I can do that makes me happy? Because evidently this person has more effect on you than you think so. That their change is causing you to be miserable with them, or causing you to dislike them because they're changing. Now I can say I'm not the negative change. If somebody's changing and they want to do crack and they want to break in people's houses, you got a right to be like, come on man, what the hell you doing? Come on girl, what the hell you doing? But if they change in a positive manner and it irritates your soul, you maybe need to start thinking about what can I do to change.
And therapy sometimes will help you,
Therapy help me change.
And therapy helped me grow too. See, I mean, change is change. I just think that when you're saying change, I'm thinking growth, because you can grow in so many different areas. And sometimes what you need is an impartial person to help you explore that area in regards to change and growth within yourself, to be honest with you. And even identify, why do you feel the way that you feel? You need somebody impartial, not another family member who feels the same way as you do, not a close girlfriend or boyfriend who want to support you in the way that you feel, because they don't want you to feel a certain type of way. You need an impartial person to help you explore that area. And I feel that, me, I try to keep my appointments every month, because life be lifing. And it doesn't mean that a person is crazy because they're going through, because they're going to therapy. Therapy sometimes too helps you keep balance and gives you an additional perspective. Some people aren't around a diversified group of people that can help them with this perspective.
And sometimes you're just crazy and you need somebody to help you.
And that's okay too. Mental health is real.
And like Tupac said, change. I ain't mad at you. Go ahead and change. Go and do your thing. So change. With that being said, we won't see you again until 2025. We had a couple of live, we went live a couple of times this year. We was hoping to get a year in review in, but life was life.
Life be lifing.
So we hope that you had a wonderful holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrated, or if you didn't celebrate, look out for each other, love each other. I think we might be having a bumper ride for next year a little bit. That's just me on this personal, next year. That's just me thinking out the box. But look out for each other. We only on this little bitty rock for so long, and then we're gone. And where we go to depends on what you believe in. But I know that people will miss you, and the more people miss you, the better off you are as a living person. If you go on and people are like, thank goodness, you know how that Christmas song, the Christmas cartoons be like, thank goodness he's gone. So hopefully we shared a little joy with you throughout the year in 2024. We hope we made you smile, laugh, chuckle, think about some things. We plan to bring you some new episodes in 2025. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. Help this channel grow. Again, if you send us a question and we use it, or if you send us a recipe to tackle and we tackle it, you will get a free t-shirt. And guess what? Woman Now for Christmas has a press where she can make her t-shirts now, so she don't have to order them out. So that should save money for us, you know what I'm saying? Because we get those t-shirts for free. We give them out for free. Think about that. That's how much we love our subscribers and those that follow us. We give free t-shirts out, free. And with that, we give money too sometimes. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to have a big giveaway next year. With that being said, woman, we want to wish them a wonderful and joyous new year as they close out 2024 and go into 25. And until we see you again, cheers, and remember,
we love you.
And I loved you first. And I'm gonna love you first at midnight on January 1st in 2025. I'll be the first one to say I love you. Peace.